Good afternoon, sailors. Here we are in Adelaide. Beautiful day in Adelaide, except if you're sailing a radio-controlled yacht. There wasn't quite enough wind, however we did get a few races away. This is seeding race B. We've got the full video on this one, and what we've got is a start coming up. So a few notable sailors in this one. We have 52, Mike Jeffries, 514, that's me, that's Andrew Gibbs, and a whole lot of other top sailors from the other states. You'll have to excuse me, but we're in for a start here. We've got Nick in the orange boat shooting on port out the back and doing a pretty good job of ducking all of the other boats. 514 and 52 have come in close and looking to get a lift on that port tack. You'll see 52 and 514 have tacked, looking to try and climb up the inside. You'll see it's fairly light weather, so it is quite variable though, and the wind does pick up in part. So you'll see 52 is currently climbing quite well. 514, a bit of a hole there, and keep an eye on 90, 95 as well, the orange boat. I'm recording on a small screen, so you'll have to excuse me, I can't see the numbers. Alright, so there's been a bit of a shift, and we're on a starboard tack heading up to the top mark in a very light, maybe 7 or 8 kilometre breeze. And Mike, he's in the yellow boat, that's 52, and you'll see Nick from the Sunshine Coast, he's 94 or 95, he's in that orange boat. He's picked up a really good lift on that far side of the course. All tacked. So what we've got, 52 and 94 well in the lead. The breeze is shifting between a port lift and a starboard lift. So if you go out wide, you can sometimes pick a lift on starboard. If you come in on port, sometimes you get a lift up the middle there. It's a bit of a lottery as to what you get. But you'll see here, 95 is climbing up to the top mark. And there's an umpire's call claiming that 95 hit the mark. I'll let you be the judge of that. And so 95 has to do a penalty at some point. So Nico has to do a penalty. There he does his penalty. Pretty bad luck, Nico, on this race. So here comes 35 and 514 around the mark. 35's Lisa Blackwood from Tasmania. She's right up there at this stage of the race. And we're going down to the bottom mark, going downwind.
36 has completed his turn.
Breeze. Plenty of mark hitting,
I don't know what
unfortunately.
colour it is, number 17.
It's pretty hard to judge the marks out there. There's a bit of tide as well, pushing you onto the marks. Going downwind now, looking at the back and the middle fleet, and we're coming up to the front runners very shortly.
95 and 272, outstanding penalty at the top. 272, thank you.
Okay, so we've got going down to the bottom mark. We'll be working back up to the top mark, back down to the bottom, and then back up for a finish. So about a third of the way through the race at this stage. You'll see here 514's got a bit of a gust down the inside. But at the moment you have the orange boat, and he's going to kill me because he's staying with us and I should know his number. I'm going to look inside. No, can't see his boat. 94 or 95. I think it's 94. Right, so we're coming down to the bottom mark, and it's the orange boat leading. That's Nico from Sunshine Coast. So he goes around in first. 52 is second. 514 is third. And I think that's 35 in fourth. As mentioned, the numbers are so small on the screen here, I can't see them. Okay, so red tacks early. It's probably, I dare say, a mistake to tack early in that part of the course. I only know that because I found that out in the next race. So the boats that went out wide managed to pick up a bit of a lift, But here's the rest of the fleet crossing that bottom mark now. Right, so we've got the red boat in front. You'll see 514's lifting quite a bit up the inside there. So that's more luck than good sailing. There was a bit of a lift after 52 and 94 crossed through. So 514's now managed to stay on that tack and cross in front of 94 and is now in the lead. So you'll see here in the video, you can see a bit of rough water, and then you'll see some big holes. So it was important in this race to target the rough patches of the water and to try not to sail through the holes in the water. So 514, I've seen a bit of a hole over there, so I tacked. 94 is still on the outside of that gust. You'll see there's a little bit of a hole there, so it's a question of do you cover the boats on the outside or the boats on the inside. So 514's on starboard, you've got 52. It's caught right up at this stage of the race. It's coming in on port, we'll have to duck. For the record, I was going to let him through there, but he decided to duck. And 514's tacked to cover. As I work the way up to the top mark. See 94 still in third place. Now 52 gained a little bit there. 514's back in second spot. There was a little bit of a hole, but 52 will need to pinch to make that top mark. So I know 5-1, neither boat's going to make the top mark. So 514's had to tack on the ley line. There's no overlap, has room.
Go.
So pretty close racing. You'll see the rest of the fleet's caught right up. And 94 picked up a bit of weed, unfortunately, and that slowed him right down, so he's dropped away somewhat. Oh, no. 95. I think it says 95, doesn't it? Okay, so we're heading down to the bottom mark and then back up to the top. As you'll see, it's pretty light weather. The weather just dropped away through the afternoon, so it was cooled. So we've only got 2 races in on the first day. You see it's a bit of a driftathon down to this bottom mark. The wind did drop out for part of this race. But I must admit, it is thoroughly entertaining watching the boats drift down to the bottom mark. Especially when you're commentating a race where you're the leading boat.
Yeah.
Okay, so final rounding of the bottom mark, and this is Heat B in race 1, which means it's a seeding race. Top 5 boats go through to the A fleet. Alright, so we've got 514, 52. I can't see the numbers, they're the only two numbers I know the boats. Coming around the bottom mark, we're working our way up to the top mark. See here, the idea is to go out to where you see that dead spot, where you see that it's to stay in the gust, so you'll see there's a dead spot. So the idea is to go out and then tack and try to stay in that breeze line. There's a whole lot of apartments further up the bay, or the river I should say, and the wind's coming down in what's called fingers, so you try and just sail in the rough part of the water and avoid the glassy parts of the water. 514's tack, it's not a good one. Bloody awful tack by the looks of it. But here comes the wind. Now what you'll see here is the outside boats are looking pretty good at the moment. But what you don't see is you've got some inside boats. And I think 272, Richard Fish, is coming up the inside at a rate of knots, picked up a massive lift by going into the shore or into the bank and then tacking out. So it makes for an interesting finish. It comes out of nowhere. We're thinking, where did he come from? Thinking he was getting lapped, but no. He did very well and picked up a lift up the inside of the course. So there you see, coming onto the screen now, a boat come out of nowhere, has picked up a big lift on port and is flying up from a position of I think about 6th, he said, and has managed to climb his way up into 2nd at this stage. .514, pending a mistake, is in the lead at the moment. But you'll see 52's come up the inside. 514 just looking to attack on the ley line and go back. I think 552 as well. But you'll see a couple of boats have picked up a shift and have managed to gain a lot of ground. And then we go 514 wins, 52 second, that's 272 in third, Black Sails in fourth. So one more boat through, we'll have a look and see who the next boat is through to the top mark. I think that's it. That's the end of the video.